You ever have those mornings where you walk into the shop, the air smells like cedar and a little bit of ozone, and you just feel like the luckiest person on the planet?
Is that the feeling you get? Or is that just the smell of the motor you burned out on your table saw yesterday?
Listen, that motor gave its life for a very noble cause. It was a bowl blank that had no business being that dense. It was like trying to turn a piece of granite with a butter knife. But no, really, today feels different. It's March 2026, and I feel like we're standing on the edge of a map where people haven't filled in the names of the islands yet. Everything is changing so fast, and yet sticking a wrench on a nut still feels exactly the same as it did 40 years ago.
It's the TigerDen paradox. We've got laser welding robots on one side and people pulling apart old shipping pallets on the other.
Exactly, and that's what we're digging into today. We're talking about why your job is probably safer than a billionaire's tax shelter, the mystery of the $6,000 pallet, and something called a laser saw hybrid that sounds like it belongs in a sci-fi flick.
So let's start with the sci-fi stuff. You were reading about Tube 2026?
Yeah, the big expo. They're showing off things that make my old stick welder look like a rubbing two sticks together for fire, specifically this laser saw hybrid. Now, normally, if you're trying to weld a plate that's 40 millimeters thick, that's a heavy piece of steel. You're spending all day prepping, V-grooving, and doing pass after pass until you've got a mountain of filler rod in there.
And the hybrid just bypasses the grind?
It's wild. They're combining the concentrated heat of a laser with the traditional depth of submerged arc welding. It's like using a surgeon's scalpel and a sledgehammer at the exact same moment. They're getting through those massive plates in two passes. Two. That's nearly impossible physics.
Okay, but I'm a local shop owner. I'm not building offshore oil rigs. Is this just tech porn for us, or is there a trickle down?
There's a huge trickle down, and it's called the cobot. These are collaborative robots. In the past, if you wanted a robot welder, you had to build a cage around it so it didn't accidentally take your head off. Now, these things are designed to work right next to you. It's like having an apprentice who never gets a hangover, never looks at their phone, and has a hand more steady than a mountain.
Well, I think half the apprentices I know just felt a cold shiver down their spines.
No, they shouldn't. See, that's the thing. The bot can do the repetitive, soul-crushing 6-foot beads, but it still can't figure out how to clamp a warped piece of square tubing that some delivery driver dropped off the back of a truck. You still need the human brain to solve the uh-oh moments.
Which leads us perfectly into the big question we've been seeing on the forums. Everyone is panicking about AI. Is my job going away? Is the computer going to replace the guy who fixes my air conditioner?
I'll tell you what I told my nephew. If your job involves staring at a screen and moving data from column A to column B, you should probably start looking over your shoulder. But if your job involves crawling through a crawl space where you might meet a family of raccoons to fix a leaking evaporator coil, you're golden.
Because AI can't sweat in an attic in July.
Exactly. A chatbot can tell you the theoretical thermodynamic failure of a heat pump, but it can't feel that a vibration is coming from a loose mounting bracket that's been vibrating for 12 years. There's a human moat around the trades. The digital world is easy to automate. The physical world, the world of rust, stripped screws, and weirdly shaped plenums, is incredibly messy. AI hates messy.
You mentioned something interesting in your notes, though. It's not just about the work, it's about the pricing overhaul.
Right, a lot of shop owners complain they can't find workers. But when you look at the books, they're still pricing their labor like it's 2012. The smart firms I'm seeing right now are realizing that a skilled tech is a rare gem. They're hiking their margins, paying their people better, and suddenly, magic, they have a wait list of applicants. It's not a labor shortage, it's a valuing the human hands shortage.
So basically, if you have a wrench in your hand, you're the most valuable thing in the room.
You are the king of the hill, my friend.
Let's shift gears to the maker mogul side. You've been talking about the vintage market on Etsy lately, and I have to admit, I'm skeptical. Isn't vintage just a fancy word for it's been in my garage too long?
Oh, don't let the rust fool you. Vintage is a gold mine if you know the rules. On Etsy, it's the 20-year rule. If it's 20 years old, it's a vintage item. But for makers like us, there's a secret bridge. We take the industrial stuff, old gears, reclaimed factory lights, even old cast iron legs, and we curate it.
Curated authenticity. That sounds like something you'd hear at a $15 toast restaurant.
It does, doesn't it? But think about it. People living in high-rise apartments want a piece of something that feels real. They want patina. That's the magic word. If you take a photo of an old tool with the right high contrast lighting to show the wear on the handle. That's not a used tool anymore, that's a story.
Wait, are you telling me I should stop cleaning the grease off the old stuff I find at estate sales?
I'm saying don't scrub away the soul. Use tools like E-Rank to find those niches. People are searching for primitive industrial or apothecary style. If you can find the low competition keywords and match them with something you found in a scrap pile, you aren't just a junk collector, you're a boutique curator.
Speaking of scrap, can we talk about the $6,000 pallet? Please tell me you didn't actually spend 6 grand on a shipping pallet.
No, but I know a guy who made 6 grand from one, well, a set of them. We've all seen the Pinterest pallet projects where someone makes a shaky coffee table that gives you a splinter just by looking at it. That's not this.
Okay, so what's the high-end version?
There are these specialty pallets used for shipping heavy machinery or exotic stone. They aren't made of cheap pine. Sometimes they're made of tropical hardwoods or incredible thick dimension oak. One maker in our community found a source for these reclaimed industrial pallets, planed them down to reveal this gorgeous, tight-grained mahogany underneath, and turned them into a matching set of outdoor loungers for a luxury patio.
So the trash was just a disguise for the premium lumber.
Precisely. If you've got a sharp eye, you look past the rusty nails and the dirt. You see the board feet. It's about seeing the bestseller hidden in the pile. Sometimes the highest grossing thing you can make isn't the complex, hand-carved rocking chair. It's the simple, repeated item, like a high-end serving board or a minimalist planter, made from a material that has a story.
I want to end on the DIY mastery topic because this one actually saved me some heartache last weekend. You were talking about deck renovations.
Ah, yes, the 99 Problems talk.
You said if I have 99 problems with my deck, I need to look at the ledger board first. I looked. It wasn't pretty.
It never is. For the folks listening, the ledger board is the piece of lumber that bolts your deck to your house. It is the literal umbilical cord of the structure. If that thing is rotting because someone skipped the flashing 10 years ago, it doesn't matter how pretty your new composite trekking boards are, your deck is a ticking clock.
It's the stuff they don't. Actually, you always say, it's the boring stuff that keeps your house standing.
It is. I once saw a deck where the homeowner had spent $5,000 on fancy lighting and glass railings, but they hadn't checked the ledger. During a graduation party, the whole thing pulled away from the siding about 3 inches. No one got hurt, but I've never seen a group of teenagers move that fast in my life.
Moral of the story, start with the bones.
Always the bones, whether it's a deck, a business, or a weld. If the foundation is solid, you can build a cathedral on top of it. If it's rotten, you're just decorating a disaster.
That's a pretty heavy takeaway for a Monday.
Well, that's the TigerDen way. We give you the heavy stuff so you can handle the load. March 22nd is a good day to start something. Go out to the shop, look at your scrap pile differently, or finally crawl under that deck. Just maybe watch out for the raccoons.
Stay gritty, everyone.
And stay creative. See you in the deck.